State versus Irene Izquierdo. She is in custody on a felony charge of a Class 4 organized retail theft. The county attorney is present, deputy county attorney is present, county public defender is present. I'll enter plea of not guilty. Defense counsel has waived her presence. She does have a probation hold. The county attorney, you're asking for a $5,000 bond, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, due to her felony history and the attributions.
And defense counsel?
Your Honor, I have limited information, but looks like probation is in the process of finding her a halfway house and drug treatment. So given those reasons, Judge, we would be asking for a nominal $1,000 bond for time. So thank you.
I'll set a $2,000 bond. No contact with the victim. Public defender's office is appointed. Preliminary hearing is set August 29th at 1:30 p.m. Thank you.
This is in case you see her. Okay.
That's fine.
Are you Mr. Rivera? Oh, you're next. This is court. You got new charges.
New charges?
What's your name at the Pima County Jail? What's your name, sir?
Emmanuel Rivera.
Is your middle name Ari?
Aria, yes.
All right, looks like you're charged with a Class 3 felony burglary in second degree and one count of a Class 6 theft charge. The alleged incident date was from July 17th of 2024. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. Let you know that you do have a right to remain silent and to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearings. I'm going to hear from the deputy county attorney regarding their bond recommendation, and then I'll hear from your attorney. Deputy county attorney.
Your Honor, I acknowledge that Mr. Rivera is being held on other matters, but due to Mr. Rivera's felony history, the history of violent and assaultive behavior, and the nature of these offenses, residential burglary, we are asking for a $15,000 bond.
Defense counsel?
Your Honor, we understand Mr. Rivera is pending a felony which postdates the alleged incident in this interim complaint. But Judge, given that, and there is one more matter that he's pending on, given that all of this predates his other matters, we are respectfully requesting a $5,000 bond. Thank you.
Mr. Rivera, your bond set at $10,000. No contact with the victims involved in this case. Stephanie Muzzer is your appointed counselor. Your preliminary hearing is set August 29th, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. You are excused. Thank you.
Your Honor, I believe the court will now handle misdemeanors. Can I be right back, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
What is your full name, please?
Go ahead. Say your name. Say your name. You're muted.
Ivana Rose Escalante.
Ms. Escalante, you picked up a new charge of drug paraphernalia possession out of justice court. You also had a warrant out of justice court for a shoplifting April 12th of 2024. In both matters, I will quash the warrant, enter pleas of not guilty, and release you on both matters. Your next court date in both cases is set for September 18th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. regarding the shoplifting location, do not go back to the store location. You also had warrants for your arrest at a city court. And it looks like you were supposed to have completed some counseling, substance abuse, domestic violence. You had not done that.
No, I have not, Your Honor.
Hold on a second. It looks like you're looking at some suspended jail time. So I'm gonna set your bond, it's $500 secured, because it looks like you just didn't even comply with your sentence conditions. I'll appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. Your next hearing date is going to be in city court, August 27, 2024 at 1:45 PM. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. You are
But
excused.
I have it to this, right? Yeah.
$500 bond, once you post it at, sure.
What? Oh my God, what the fuck?
Good evening, Your Honor. This is the Spanish interpreter. The list doesn't show any Spanish speakers, but I don't know if that's been verified.
All right, I'll check. At the jail, what is your full name, please?
Cadence Speaker.
What's your middle name?
Janae.
You are charged with 1 count of domestic violence assault. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. I will release you. Don't have contact with the victim. Do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. Your next court date, September 18, 2024 at 10:30 a.m. Make sure you appear in justice court. If you don't appear, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You are excused. Thank you. The jail, is there any Spanish-speaking defendants?
Oh, no, Your Honor.
All right, Spanish interpreter, you are excused. Just be available in case we call you back.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. What is your full name, please?
Adrian James.
All right, looks like you had a couple of warrants for your arrest out of city court on one case involving a domestic violence, criminal damage, domestic violence, disorderly conduct, a second case for shoplifting, a third case for 2 counts of threats and intimidation, criminal trespass, with 2 counts of resisting arrest, another case for drug paraphernalia, and another case for shoplifting, criminal trespass. I am going to quash the warrants, set your bond at $700. City Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. You'll have your next hearing date in Tucson City Court, August 26, 2024 at 1:45 PM. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon at the jail. Thank you. You're excused.
Hold on,
What is your full name, please?
Escobita.
What's your middle name? I'm sorry, what is your middle name? I can't hear you. Say it again.
Marie.
All right, looks like you're charged with domestic violence assault, domestic violence criminal damage, domestic violence disorderly conduct, and 1 count of disorderly conduct. I'm gonna enter pleas of not guilty. I will release you. Do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. Your next court date is going to be in Tucson City Court, October 1st, 2024 at 1:30 PM. Make sure you appear in court. If not, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You are excused. Thank you. What is your full name, please?
Brenda Diane Flores.
You are charged with domestic violence assault, domestic violence criminal damage, 2 counts of domestic violence disorderly conduct. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. I will release you. Do not have contact with James Flores. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. Your next court date is going to be in Tucson City Court for October 1st, 2024 at 1:30 PM. And make sure you appear. If you do not, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You are excused. Thank you. What is your full name, please?
Andrew Allen James Griffin.
Mr. Griffin, looks like you have a new charge of drug paraphernalia. And then you already had warrants for drug paraphernalia and prescription drug charges. Mr. Griffin, you cannot be picking up new charges. I'm going to give you a chance to be released. Your next court date is going to be in Tucson City Court, September 18, 2024 at 2:30 p.m. Make sure you appear. Do not pick up any new charges, sir. You are excused.
Oh,
What is your full name, please?
James Aaron Ibison, Your Honor.
Charged with one count of domestic violence disorderly conduct. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. I will release you, sir. Do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. Your next court date's in Tucson City Court, October 1st, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. Make sure you appear. If you do not, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You are.
Yes, Your
excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
What is your full name, sir?
Cliff McIntosh.
Mr. McIntosh, looks like you had some warrants for your arrest out of city court on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cases. You were supposed to be compliant with your release conditions and be involved with the court. There's a petition to revoke your probation that had been pending, stated that you had violated probation by failing to remain law-abiding, failing to complete a psych eval, failing to attend your court hearings, and failing to pay restitution. I am going to quash the warrant, set your bond at $1,000. City Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your next, all right, your attorney, you can talk to your attorney about that. August 27th at 1:45 p.m. is your next hearing date in city court. You are excused. Thank you. What is your name, please?
Kendra Angelina Ramon.
You're charged with domestic violence, aggravated assault. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Looks like you have 2 pending cases in city court. Actually, it might be 1 incident involving the children. This case involves another child. I'm going to set your bond at $1,000. City Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your next hearing date's in city court, August 26, 2024 at 1:45 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. You are excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
What is your name, sir?
Eric Valencia.
All right, you have some cases in warrant status. You have a DUI case from May 13th, 2019 that's been pending. It involves a DUI, DUI BAC, extreme DUI charge. And then you have another DUI case from July 28th of 2020 that you have not resolved. And that involves extreme DUI charges. I am going to quash the warrant, enter pleas of not guilty, set your bond at $2,500 cash. City Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your next hearing date's in city court, August 26, 2024 at 1:45 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. You are excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
What is your full name, sir?
Josh Thomas Coverly.
You are charged with 1 count of domestic violence assault. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. You do have a constitutional right to remain silent. I will release you. Do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. No contact with the victim. Your next hearing date's in Justice Court, September 18, 2024 at 10:30 a.m. Make sure you appear. If you do not, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You are excused. Thank you.
Oh, is he one out there? That's Mayor Fernandez. Fernandez. Oh.
What is your full name, sir?
Christopher Michael Fernandez Godfrey.
All right, looks like you are charged with domestic violence, aggravated assault, and 1 count of kidnapping. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. I have to let you know that you do have a constitutional right to remain silent to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney representing you for tonight's hearing. He's seated next to you. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation, and then I'll hear from your attorney. Deputy County Attorney Kaler.
You're muted, Matt.
My apologies, Your Honor. For Mr. Fernandez Carr, given the nature of this offense, that is domestic violence, that there was injury, that he used a knife in this offense, we would be recommending a $60,000 bond.
Defense counsel.
Thank you, Judge. Your Honor, Mr. Fernandez Carr has absolutely no felony history whatsoever. The pretrial services report does not indicate, it does not hint at any misdemeanor history either. Your Honor, he's level 1 on the pretrial services scale. We respectfully ask you to consider release to pretrial supervision, Judge. And if you're not inclined, that due to the lack of felony history, we ask for a $2,000.
Mr. Fernandez Carr, due to the nature of the alleged incident, the injuries to your family member, your bond is set at $50,000. No contact with the victim, possess no firearms or weapons. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set for August 29th, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Thank you. Your excuse.
Thank you.
What is your full name, please?
Diana Jordan.
What is your middle name?
I don't have a middle name.
Is it not Mercedes?
No, it is not.
All right, looks like you are charged with 1 count of unlawful use of means of transportation. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. You do have a constitutional right to remain silent to be represented by an attorney. You do have an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearings. The county attorney's office is okay with your release to the supervision of pretrial services I will follow the recommendation, release you to their supervision. You must comply with any monitored treatment as directed by pretrial services. You are not allowed to have any contact with the victim involved in this case. Do not go to where he's living. Do not drink any alcohol. Don't take any illegal drugs. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set September 9th, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. You are.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Judge.
What is your full name, please?
Alexandro Castro.
You are charged with one count of armed robbery. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. You do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. You do have an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearings. I'm going to hear first from the county attorney regarding their bond recommendation, and then I will hear from your attorney. Mr. Kaler?
Your Honor, in this incident, Mr. Castro brandished a knife, threatened, I believe, a store clerk, and punched the clerk. While Your Honor, he doesn't have any prior felony history, he is a 3 on the NCA scale and a 4 on the FTA scale. Given the nature of the offense, that he did have a knife and used the knife, we would be recommending $25,000 bond.
Defense counsel?
Thank you, Your Honor. As the state correctly noted, Mr. Castro does not have a felony history. His father can provide third-party custody and transport. And we understand the state's concerns, Your Honor, but we are requesting release, but if you're not inclined, a $7,500 bond. Thank you.
Due to the nature of the facts of this case, the court's going to set a $20,000 bond, no contact with the victim, don't go back to that store location. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent him. Possession of firearms, weapons. Preliminary hearing is set August 29th at 1:30 p.m. Mr. Castro, you also had some new charges of shoplifting, drug paraphernalia. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. I will release you on the misdemeanor case. Your next hearing date is going to be September 3rd at 10 a.m. I'll appoint the same attorney who's been representing you on your city court cases, Mr. Simo. You are excused. What is your full name, please?
Gabriel Chance Cortez.
You are charged with burglary in the 3rd degree. Looks like it's 2 separate burglary charges. One's from April 20th of 2024. One's from July 25th of 2024. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent. You have a constitutional right to have an attorney represent you. You do have an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearings. I am going to hear from the Deputy County Attorney regarding their bond recommendation, and then I will hear from your attorney. Mr. Kaler?
Your Honor, we are recommending a bond of $2,500 in each of these cases. Mr. Cortez does have prior felony convictions. He is on probation in Pima County and on release in Santa Cruz County. He has failure to appear warrant from Santa Cruz County. So, Your Honor, for those reasons, we're recommending a bond.
Defense counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. Given the probation hold, I tend to agree with the state that a bond must be set. Given the nature of the charges, these are nonviolent felonies. We are asking for $1,000 bonds each for time credit, and a nominal bond on the Santa Cruz court as well, Judge. Thank you.
Mr. Cortez, your bond set at $2,500 for each case. They are separate bonds. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim on either case. The legal defender's office is appointed in both cases. August 19th, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. is your next hearing for both cases. They're preliminary hearings. Let's see. Hold on. No, August 29th. Sorry, today's August 19th. August 29th at 1:30 is your next hearing in both of your preliminary hearings. You also had a warrant for your arrest out of, let's see, county, Nogales Justice Court for some sort of unlawful possession of a dangerous drug. Today is your review hearing. And we know now that you have, actually, he's being seen on the out of county case. Yeah, okay, so it looks like it's a dangerous drug charge. They're asking for a $500 bond, so I'm just gonna set your bond at $500. Let them know that you're in custody here. You'll have a review hearing here in Pima County, September 19th at 9 a.m. Mr. Cortez, your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Thank you.
Announcement.
April.
What is your full name, please?
Catherine Lynn G.
We had a felony warrant for your arrest for a first-degree criminal trespass charge from February 27th of 2024. I'm going to quash the warrant, enter plea of not guilty, let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. You do have an attorney who is seated next to you, representing you for this evening's hearings. The county attorney's office is asking for the $500 bond on the warrant. Defense counsel?
Thank you, Your Honor. We are asking you to consider releasing Ms. Key to the supervision of pretrial services. That's because I talked to her before court. She has no problem going to court this time around. Your Honor, she was honest with pretrial services that she forgot about the court date. I think she was also getting some medical treatment, and given the nature of the charge, Judge, it's a trespass charge. So we are requesting release on this matter. Thank you.
Your bond is set at $500 plus release of pretrial services. If you post that bond, you will be released to the supervision of pretrial services. And this time you have to stay in contact with them. You cannot drink any alcohol, take any illegal drugs. Don't go back to the incident location. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your arraignment date is set for August 26, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. You also had some misdemeanor cases and warrant status out of city court. One case was a shoplifting case. The other case was a criminal trespass case. I'm going to quash the warrants, release you on the misdemeanor cases, appoint you a city public defender. September 18th, 2024 at 2:00 p.m. is your next court date in city court. Your attorneys will be in touch with you soon. What is your full name, please?
Daniel Felipe Rios.
You had a felony warrant for your arrest for charges involving a unlawful possession of narcotic drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia from April 28, 2023. You had an unlawful possession of a dangerous drug, unlawful possession of narcotic drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia from October 5th of 2023. And then you had an unlawful possession of narcotic drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia from December 7th of 2023. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty, quash the warrant, and let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearings. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation, and then I'll hear from their attorney. Mr. Kaler.
Your Honor, given the number of incidents involved in this case, the fact that Mr. Munoz has failed to appear in this matter already, his criminal history, and that he scores the maximum risk category, given he has a 6 in the NCA and the FTA scales, I think some bond was appropriate, and so we're recommending a $2,500.
Defense counsel.
Your Honor, I believe the warrant amount is $500. Unless I'm getting it wrong, I apologize in advance. Your Honor, obviously we're asking for release, but if not, the $500 bond is what we'll take.
Mr. Munoz, I'm going to set your bond at $500. Legal Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your arraignment date is set for August 26, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. You also had misdemeanor charges at a city court, one new charge of criminal trespass and drug paraphernalia, and then a warrant for a criminal trespass. I'll quash the warrant, enter pleas of not guilty, release you on the misdemeanor charges. Your next court date in Tucson City Court is set for September 18th, 2024 at 9 a.m. I'll appoint a city public defender to help you on your misdemeanor case. You are excused. Thank you. What is your full name, please?
Elizabeth Thomas.
Say your name again, please.
Laura Elizabeth Thomas.
You're charged with one count of aggravated assault. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearings. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office, then your attorney. Mr. Kaler.
Your Honor, given the nature of this offense, in which there was injury, according to alleged in the interim complaint, the victim's leg was broken as a result of Ms. Thomas's actions. We are recommending a bond due to the nature of the offense of $20,000.
Defense counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. Given that Ms. Thomas has absolutely no felony history, she's 1 on 6 on all scales. She can find housing away from the victim. Pretrial services is also is showing her as a level 1 offender on the screening. Your Honor, it's very likely that the state will offer a probation available plea. Given those factors, Judge, we are asking you to consider release, if not a $5,000 fine.
Ms. Thomas, your bond set at $10,000 due to the nature of the injury involved in this case. No contact with the victim. Do not call that person, see the person, text the person. Do not go to where that person lives and works. Possess no firearms or weapons. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set August 29th, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Thank you.
Councils.
What's your name? Full name, please.
Javier Abraham Vasquez.
You're charged with unlawful possession of narcotic drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. Let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. You do have an attorney who is seated next to you. I'm going to hear first from the county attorney regarding their bond recommendation, and then I'll hear from your attorney. Mr. Kaler.
Your Honor, given Mr. Bachman's history, his failure to appear, we are recommending a $1,000 bond. Despite the nature of the offense, Mr. Vasquez is rated at 6 on the NCA scale and 5 on the FTA scale. The pretrial did note 2 prior violent convictions.
Defense counsel.
Your Honor, we understand the state's concerns, but given that the alleged drug quantity here is just 2 pills, the last commission date on the last felony is 2014. We're asking you to consider release solely due to the quantity involved. And Your Honor, if you're not inclined, no more than a $200 bond, and we are also asking for a smart court hearing. Thank you.
Mr. Vasquez, your bond set $1,000. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your first hearing is called a SMART hearing. It's set for next week, August 26, 2024 at 9 a.m. Your preliminary hearing is set August 29th at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. You also had new charges, misdemeanor charges for criminal trespass and resisting arrest. And you had a warrant for your arrest for drug paraphernalia. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty, quash that warrant. Appoint the city public defender's office to to represent you. I will release you. September 18, 2024 at 2:30 p.m. is your next hearing date in city court, and both of your attorneys will be in touch with you soon. Thank you. You are excused. All right, everyone's excused. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good evening. Thank you, Matt.
You too.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good evening.
Thank you, everyone.